Hello everyone, I am Harsha Kumawat. In this video, I will be going through my SQL project which was regarding data cleaning and exploration of Nashville Housing Data using SQL. Here the tool which I have used is basically Microsoft SQL Server. So the first step is basically selecting the particular database and then just observing the data. So here we can see that we have unique ID, parcel ID, land use, the property address, sale price, owner name, owner address regarding that particular property. Next we can find out what are the total number of records present in this particular data set. So here we can find out like this is the total number of records which are present in the data, that is 56,477. Next step is data cleaning. So what we are going to do over here is we are going to populate the property address wherever it is null. So first checking like which all records are there for which the property address is null. So here we can see that there are total around 29 records where the property address is null. So what we are going to do, we are going to check like whether wherever the parcel ID is same, the property address is going to be similar for that address. So using this particular command, using the row number for this particular record, like we could able to see that when the parcel ID is similar, the property address is also the same. So what we can do, like wherever the null values are there, we can check for the parcel ID. If the parcel ID is similar, so that particular address could be populated wherever it is null. Here we can look at like here the parcel ID is same, but the property address is not present in this 160th record. So what we can do, as the parcel ID is same, we can populate the same property address over here. So in the next step, we are doing the same thing. We are basically using the self join on the same. We are using the self join to join the same table to itself, and then wherever the parcel ID is same and the unique ID is not similar, there in those particular records we are updating the null property address using the original one. So we could see that here the property address was null as the parcel ID was similar. So using this particular property address, we have updated our null property address. So we are finally updating it in our original database, original table basically. So once that has been done, we can observe like whether any null values are still remaining, but we can see that no null values are remaining right now. Once that has been done, next step is to split our property address into individual columns. Using this particular command, we can observe the particular data and we could see that the property address is not properly readable as the address, the city name, all are clubbed into one particular column. So what we can do, we can simply use the substring function and we can basically split this particular address. So we could see that now it is more readable. So once this we have done, we can use the alter table to add 2 new columns in that, so that we can update our columns. And once we have updated that, we can finally see our table where we have added those columns. So we can finally see that our property address column has been updated. So now it is more readable compared to the previous one. Next step is, as we have seen that the property address column was not much readable. So similar with the owner address, here we have the address, the city and the state clubbed into one column. So for this also what we can do, we can simply select, we can simply use this particular replace combined with the parse name function to just split this particular table. So here we can see that now it is much clear and much more readable. So once this has been done, we can finally alter the table, and then we can finally update the values. Once that has been done, we can observe our table. So here we can see that we have updated our table with the new owner address. After that, when we look at the sale date which has been present, we could see that the sale date is not in the proper format. So what we are going to do, we are using the cast function to convert it to the date data type. So we are basically using the alter command to add new column regarding date so that we can update our column. So next we can update our, so we have finally standardized our date column, basically the sale date column. Next step is, here when we look at this particular data set, we can see that there is a column sold as vacant. So there are some values present regarding no, yes. So we can observe using this particular command. Okay, so now we can see that there are different values present regarding no, yes, but they are not in the proper format. For no, some are represented with N, some are represented with NO. So what we can do, we can bring it to the same format using the case statement. So when we use it, we can see that now it is in the similar format. So we can see, like for the record 61, when we have used case statement, it bring that to the similar name, that is So we can update our original table with the same case statement. So now when we check this particular command, we could see that now our column has been properly formatted. Next, as we have cleaned our particular table, so the next step is to alter, basically to drop all the unused columns. After that, we can observe our particular table. So this is our final table, which we can see. Next is creating a view which consists of the column which would be required for further exploration of data. So once we have created the view, using that view, we can fetch those particular columns only, and we can explore our data using those particular columns. So here we can see that I have the data regarding the the property address, the property city, the owner name, the land use, the year built, the number of bedrooms, the year, month, sale price, as well as the sold as vacant. So what we are going to do, we are going to find out the top 10 cities where the property has been sold. The maximum number of properties has been sold. These are the top cities basically. So we can see in the Nashville city, the maximum number of properties has been sold. Next is, we can observe that for land use, these are the different categories where the land has been used, and the maximum number of times the land was basically used by the single family. Using the next command, what we can see this, that the minimum number of bedrooms, the maximum number of bedrooms, as well as the average number of bedrooms which are present in those particular properties basically which are there. Next is finding out the year. So here we can see like maximum properties were sold during the year 2015, followed by 2014, followed by 2016, and so on. Next we can look at the month-wise analysis we can do. We could find like in which month the maximum properties were sold. So here we can see that June, May, August, July, September. These are the months where the properties were maximum sold. And then when we look at the bottom part we could find out like December, January, November, February. So we could say that like between the year, like between May to September, the maximum number of properties that tend to get sold. Next, we can find out what is the minimum, maximum, and average sale price of the property. So we could see it. Next is we could see like there is a column regarding sold as vacant. So we could find out like which all properties were sold as vacant and which were sold not as vacant. So we could find the total of it. So this was the basic data cleaning and exploring the Nashville housing data using SQL. Thank you.